also known as Red Pyramid Thing, which is what James originally calls him when speaking to Eddie, Red Pyramid, his credited name in the Silent Hill movie, Triangle Head, his Japanese name, and Boogeyman, his name when referred to in Silent Hill Homecoming. This guy has become a big part of the Silent Hill franchise ever since his first appearance in Silent Hill 2. You first encounter him in the Woodside Apartments, and for the first few times you see him, he won't hurt you. Because he is such a major figure, I will talk a little bit more in depth about him. First, I'll go into his general appearance. For the sake of shortness, I will refer to him as PH. PH is overtly masculine, resembling a pale, although his skin is covered in what looks to me like dried blood, because of the color, muscular, robust man. He wears a white butcher's smock, and this smock is also covered in dried blood. He wears white, wrist-length gloves, like the bubblehead nurses we will get to shortly, and carries a large sword/knife thing called the Great Knife, or he carries a lightweight spear. His most distinctive item is the large, rusty red pyramid helmet he wears that covers his whole head and just almost touches his shoulders. This helmet is supposed to be painful to wear, suggesting some kind of punishment. PH's creators have said this helmet is pyramid-shaped to create an iconography of pain, as well as serving as an elaborate executioner's mask. Pyramid Head never speaks, but he does grunt and moan, which sounds both sexual and like he's in pain. He's quite a brutal monster, punishing his victims in extremely painful and violent manners, both physically and mentally, such as the raping of the mannequin monsters, as I have previously stated. The game's designers have explained that PH's physical appearance was a reflection of James's fascination with Silent Hill's history, as PH's outfit is similar to what the executioners of the town used to wear. These olden-time executioners wore red hoods and ceremonial robes to make themselves similar to Vetael, the angel of the town. Quick side note on Vetael: he was one of the angels created by God and was worshipped as the one who was closest to God. One learns a lot more about him from the Silent Hill 3 game, as he plays a more prominent role and can be seen several times. PH is a direct link into James's subconscious. James's repressed anger and desire to be punished for the death of his wife are what compels PH to pursue him. PH functions as both an executioner of Maria and a constant tormentor of James. Watching PH repeatedly murder a person resembling a highly sexualized version of his late wife brings a great deal of grief and pain to James, thus satisfying his masochistic desires. In his final confrontation with Pyramid Head, two actually, one red-colored symbolizing new blood, and a brown one symbolizing old blood, he realizes that he needed them because he was weak. He needed to be punished for his sins, and now he has no further use for them. After doing battle with the twin PHs, they impale themselves on their own spears, and thus free themselves of their roles. Although PH is designed for James and is his private and personal tormentor, it is suggested in Silent Hill 2 that others have seen him as well. This could be due to the common faith in the community's history, although that's really up for speculation. I want to address how to fight PH, on the few occasions you actually get the chance to. The first time you fight him, you don't have the ability to kill him. What happens is, as you are about to leave the Blue Creek Apartments via the stairway, you interrupt PH raping a lying figure. When James turns to flee back out the door, he discovers it is locked, and the only other way out, the staircase, is blocked with water. PH, obviously pissed you just interrupted his sexy times, drops the poor dead lying figure and comes after you. This is when you gain control and the fight begins. What you need to do is run from him in the small space given to you and never let him get too close, because the great knife he wields is a one-hit kill weapon, unless you're on beginner difficulty, in which case it just severely wounds you. So you need to stay as far away from him as possible. This is best done by running into one corner of the area, waiting until PH is almost close enough for his attack, and quickly running past him to the other corner as he lifts his weapon. The great knife takes a bit of effort to wield, so PH's attacks will generally be slow. He has two moves. One is the overhead swing, and the other is a side swipe, which he can do much quicker, as it doesn't require the heavy knife to be lifted over his head. Either attack is very serious, so whatever you do, do not let him get close to you. Because this is a timed battle, and you cannot kill PH, I recommend not even using your gun. You'll just be wasting bullets. However, if you are really struggling with simply running from him the whole time, know that although the battle is timed, if PH takes enough damage, he will retreat before the time should officially be up. One other thing. When he finally gets the message to move along, do not follow him. Even if he is already walking down the stairs, if you get too close, he will turn and attack you. Don't make this mistake, get killed, and have to deal with him all over again. Just wait until he leaves. The second and third time you meet him and are actually able to interact with him is optional and occurs in the labyrinth area beneath Toluca Prison. It's the place that looks like a series of long hallways and doesn't even contain a map. After finding Maria behind bars, you can go down a ladder into an octagonal corridor with mandarins, monsters I will talk about shortly, hanging onto the metal grating on the bottom of the walkway. PH is also down there, patrolling the area, and he is carrying a spear instead of his great knife. He is faster without the knife, so as soon as you see him, run the other way as fast as possible. The hallway is too narrow, and you can't run past him. There will be a door down there which leads into a room where you can pick up your very own great knife. It's a cool novelty weapon, but you probably won't use it very often, as it is just as hard for James to wield as it is for Pyramid Head, so it's not really practical. The other place in the labyrinth you meet him is in one of the flooded areas with rocky walls, but I need to mention that you can actually go through both these places and never see him if you are quick enough and are running in the right direction. I just wanted to let you know he is in those places, so you don't shit yourself when he suddenly appears as you round a corner. The very last time you meet the two Pyramid Heads, there are a few ways to deal with them. They both carry spears this time, so not only are they faster when walking, but they attack faster as well. If you can get them lined up, a shotgun will hit them both. It is very important not to let them corner you, but you do need to utilize the corners of the room to distance yourself between them. Shoot from the corner, and when they get too close, run past them to another corner. It's like a more intense version of the first fight you had with Pyramid Head. This battle isn't timed, but when you do enough damage to them, music will play and they'll walk away from you to the center of the room where they will kill themselves. I'm all alone here. Everyone else is gone. I look like Mary, don't I? You loved her, right? Or maybe you hated her.